The Kendy and Raybo podcast, sponsored by Maeve's and the Garavogue Bar.
Cut to me, didn't it? And you can see the audio flying up and everything. Yeah.
I've noticed you've started the last 3 podcasts like that.
Yeah, but come here. I know when I knew it was annoying you. You hate when I address.
No,
but
I didn't. I left
this
it
technology has to work.
I know.
You come in here thinking you can just drink white hag all day and everything just works. I have to make sure this all
Now
works.
it's all over my hand and my nose.
Oh, sorry, that's the real problem here. Not if the thing is recorded or not.
If you sign up to Patreon, you'll see that.
And I'm going to have to do it again. I'm going to have to address it. Are we on also, Brendan? Yeah?
We are, but it's not picking you at all.
It's not coming to me now.
See, this is why it's good to check.
Yeah, now it is. Yeah, but it will. If you see that it's not as quick, you see. This new system
AI
we're
Brendan.
using, lads. This AI Brendan isn't as quick as real Brendan.
We have real Brendan and AI Brendan working tonight.
Brendan has two of the quickest fingers in the video business. Now, that's from 20 years of hard training.
Yeah.
No, he hadn't touched video until 2 years ago, but he still had 20 years hard training with the 2 fingers. Jesus.
That's bad now.
Anyway.
Do you want a hand with that? Oh, you got it.
I'm just going for it.
Good lad.
But don't you be stressing me out now.
I didn't stress you out.
You did straight away. You came at me. You went to 10 straight away. You went to 10 straight away off the end of the podcast.
I was only just saying it was like I just didn't
It's
think
the
I
same thing.
noticed.
It's like you don't want RTE. What's your
I'll
man?
tell you why I noticed it.
Go on.
Because I started looking at the transcripts on Spotify that generates the transcript of the podcast, and I was enjoying that no end how it got all things wrong. But then I looked at a couple of different episodes, and I just gone, am I on the right episode? Because I thought it was the way you say it's flying up there, Brendan.
Yeah.
So I thought it was,
The audio's flying up there, Brendan.
Fair play to Brendan.
Yeah, well,
And the
not
audio.
really. No, he's not doing that. No, man. He's sitting there.
It's autonomous.
Yeah, it's an autonomous Brendan. You know your man, what you call him, Bucky Boo from the Late Late Show.
Patrick of the Keelties.
Oh yeah, Patrick Poultry. He, he doesn't direct his own show. Like he has someone there telling him what to do. We direct this. Like.
Yeah, we do.
Do you know what I mean? We
Yeah.
have to make sure everything works the way it should be working. And that's
I'm
why
not giving out to you.
Brendan's like, move on. Section 2. Section 2, please, of the
Next part of
script.
the show.
Imagine if we scripted all this shite we said. Who'd write that stuff down? Any crack? No. Any own news?
It's Monday.
No. It is, yeah, sorry. So it's Monday. And the earlier we record, so the podcast is out now on a Friday.
Yeah.
The earlier we record, the more like we're missing the news cycle.
Well, no, the more I forget that it'll be Friday, and Laura say to me, do you put the podcast out? I'm going, shite.
Yeah, I know. The earlier you go, the more you forget.
But now I schedule it.
You schedule the outgoings.
I schedule the outgoings.
Well, we have an overlord now that we have to keep happy all the time. So
I don't know what they appreciate.
they are. No, it's not an overlord. Go Loud are more like a dictatorship, maybe.
Go Loud are, a rather large conglomerate corporation.
I know, yeah. It's just obviously we have to put a podcast out.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
That's the big
Yeah.
thing. So they'd be waiting on us. But
Do we miss a news cycle?
Yeah, no, you'd miss a news cycle because Garen will tell you this. A news cycle is over in about 48 hours.
I have a page of news.
Yeah, but it won't be news now in 4 days. So what will happen is
I'm with
we're
you.
recording on Monday.
Yeah,
on
sorry.
Wednesday, someone's going to get cancelled, right?
Right.
And then on Friday,
We'll not have talked
people will be
about
like, I can't wait to hear what Kendy Raybo said
Yeah.
about this, and then
Okay.
we won't. It'll be gone then Saturday.
it. Sorry about asking you to go early then, so.
No, I don't mind that at all. We're going early because
Ray's up in Dublin.
I'm away to Central Parks next
Oh,
week
no, wait
as well.
now. This one goes out Friday because I'm away in Dublin this week.
Yeah, you're away in Dublin this week,
And
but
then
we
next
have to,
week.
Yeah, next week we have to record another one
On Saturday.
this week.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. We're going to record Saturday. You're listening to this on Friday. We're going to record Saturday.
Yeah.
And that episode won't be out till the next
Following Friday.
And then that's 5 days of a news
very,
cycle.
yeah.
It will
We're
be way
going-
behind.
Way behind the
It'll be
times.
like listening to a history documentary. What? People will be like, "Jeez,
People can go back in time.
But isn't it crazy though, the news cycle? Because people say that now. People say like, if you wait it out, like you can beat anything.
How do you mean wait it out?
As in, if you wait it out, like you'll
something
be
bad
out.
happens.
Yeah, if something bad happens to you,
Yeah.
like you'll be ousted, unless like you're a diddler or fucking something. Do you know? No, but like,
Funny enough, they get
well, they've
they've waited it out in times as well.
Yeah, 20 years maybe.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
No, but it is true that like the news cycle now has gone down. You used to get the paper every Sunday,
Yeah.
and then you'd be the talk of the town for a week or more.
I feel sad about the paper stands in shops anymore
Yeah, so do I.
because I don't see anybody buying them.
No.
And now they've started. the filling station there, as you go out towards Manor Hamilton.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They do a little shop there, and I went in
They
there.
do a little shop,
They do a
they
little
do.
shop, and students must be very tight because they're obviously not buying the papers because what they're doing is they're putting the papers in upside down, so you can't read the writing, so you have to buy it to read it. So I was standing there in the queue, kind of standing with my head kind of cocked the other way,
But you're part of the problem, right?
trying
now.
to read the Star.
Yeah, but
is the Star still going? Or
No,
is
the
it
Star is so.
gone?
The thing, yeah, of course the Star is still going, but the thing is, I hope there's not an ad on this. Buy the Daily Star, really talking about it. But like the Sun, the Star, all those tabloid stuff, like there's a load of shit.
But I used to love. My dad used to buy the Star all the time.
Did he?
He'd bring it home in the evening, and he'd have read it, and he'd have all the crossword done. So I'd know all the words.
That's how Ray learned all the words he knows.
But I used to love reading through it.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the Star isn't as bad as Sun. Now, obviously, I don't.
You see, you're adverse to the Sun.
Yeah, no, I
because of
don't.
The way they treated you.
Yeah,
and
they treated me personally.
Yeah, and your people.
No, it's just I mean, it's no skin off my tits and never buying it. Like it's not like I miss out on anything, but I never.
Well, you did miss out on certain things.
Oh, bare ditties.
Yeah.
I actually said it's no skin off my tits that I missed out on the tits.
Yeah.
But I would have always been like, not that I would have understood it, but like the Independent or something. Just at least there's a bit of fucking substance to it. Yeah.
Jeez, I don't think I ever.
But you know what the crack is though? I don't care about Katie Price, you see.
Right.
Or I don't care about like and they're the people that are in
For
the
a
Star.
long time, I cared an awful lot about her. So you go one week to another, kind of going, I wonder how Katie's getting.
I wonder how she getting on.
Yeah. Now I don't think about her as much now.
No. Who's getting older, you or her?
I don't know who's getting older. Life has gotten busier.
And the other thing is as well, big old fake ditties. Like that's the other thing, Ray, we're not talking about.
When you had time in your life to be worried about stuff like this.
That's it though.
Yeah.
I have a time in my life now to be worrying about the paper.
And by the way, if Laura's listening, which she will be obviously. No, I don't have a crush on Katie Price.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't.
Because that's what she'll say now. She'll go, you've trust. Well, yeah, why
you're mad for Katie Price.
Why don't you tip off there with Katie Price with yourself?
She has a pair of size 5 basketballs.
Yeah, big pair of personalities on her.
Big old pair. But the thing is, I don't like ditties like that though. Not to get too interpersonal now, but
I don't think we need to go down this road.
No, but just
what's
fake
your
ditties.
favourite ditty?
They're all fake ditties and old school fake ditties as well.
Yeah.
You know, like
yeah.
Jeez, they didn't paint them well. But anyway.
Have you any news?
No, not really. I mean,
That's
again,
the question I'd ask.
Talking about news cycles and all. I mean, happy Mother's Day to everyone. I know it's way too late now, but it was yesterday.
Did you worship the mother in your house?
I worshipped the mother in my house. Yeah, I rang my own mother.
Yeah,
with her grandchildren. That's all she ever wants for Mother's Day. It's just to see the grandchildren.
Sure.
And then
what did you do for Nicola?
Oh, I did loads.
Go on.
I went on to fucking moonpig.com.
Yeah. Wait now. What?
Yeah.
Seriously?
I got a card like for her and everything.
Stop.
Yeah, but sure, I would have got her. Like, you're making me out to be fucking.
I made you out to be nothing.
No.
You have
You're coming at me again with at 10.
You've categorically said to me on multiple occasions, what did you do for Nicola for Valentine's Day? Nothing. What did you do for her birthday? Nothing. She went off and bought something for herself.
Yeah.
But here we are on Mother's Day and you've gone to the effort of getting her a card.
I know, yeah. Actually, you're right. I am brilliant.
Yeah,
I forgot completely.
That's a real improvement.
Yeah, that's really good, actually.
I'm not coming at you. I'm trying to say how great you are.
Sorry, you're telling me I'm a class father and husband.
Yeah, but you're really vulnerable this evening, or, a little bit.
What do you mean by that, Ray? It's the third time now you've attacked me personally. The hell is that supposed to mean? What's going on today?
The way you are
is this make a prick of me a fat shit day? Is that what this is called? Make a prick out of a fat shit day. Is that what this is?
That's a nice idea for a Hallmark moment. But, so you got her a card. What did you put in the card?
I put a pair of children on it.
Right.
Not our kids now.
Just stock kids.
No, I went on to canva.com and I designed the card myself.
No way.
Yeah, which is the modern equivalent of like doing the card, like drawing out the card yourself. So I pretty much did what a 2-year-old might do.
Yeah.
And I designed the card myself and then I went to Moonpig.
But you had to do this days in advance.
Yeah, I did this on like Monday.
What thought process brought you to doing this?
I was finished all the invoices.
Right.
And the computer was still on.
Right.
So I said, fuck,
And you thought of Nicola?
Yeah, for some reason.
At this point?
Yeah, it was about 1:30 in the morning. I had sent out all the invoices. Haven't been paid yet. Anyone who owes me money. Sent out all the... And I said, I better jump into this thing here now. And,
I'm fascinated by this because this is the first time
I've never
in the
had
history of the podcast that you've done something nice for Nicola.
Why are you coming at me for the fourth time, Ray?
Jesus, sorry.
So it was... Yeah, no, I don't know what made me, because I would never have premeditated such a thing before.
No, never before,
It
no.
usually would have been Sunday morning panic.
How did she? How did she take it?
Oh, she took it in her hands.
Yeah,
and she.
But what did you present it to her? Was it on a table when she got up?
So the problem is, like, Ali is a snitch.
Ah,
yeah.
Did I hear rightly? She's in her lying phase.
Yeah, unbelievable.
And she's going around accusing everybody of assault.
It's unbelievable what she does.
I was shocked at this. Laura told me this, that basically Ali's going around like Layla, obviously your youngest daughter is what age now?
She's 6 months.
And Ali would come up to you and go, upset.
Yeah, she
and
cries
go,
wolf.
Layla hit me.
Yeah. It's outrageous.
What an outrageous behaviour.
So I hope that other parents have gone through this and it doesn't turn out that we have some kind of like pathological liar on
Yeah,
our hands.
it's very-
Like there's going to be a Netflix documentary in 20 years,
Yeah.
and we'll go, well, when she was 2 now, she did start
lying a lot.
So what she does is she goes over to Layla and pretends to be lovely.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, Layla. And then she'll go, she'll recluse and she'll dive onto the ground.
She'll recluse.
And is that what it is?
No, that's someone who it's Enya.
What
Took
does
herself
Enya
off
do?
to a castle and she became a recluse.
All right,
She's
okay.
away from the world.
So what would she do?
What's the word? It's also an R word. She'll recline.
Repel.
No,
Repel.
No, repel's wrong as well. What is it, Brendan?
I think
No,
it might
it's
be.
not.
She'll move backwards very swiftly.
She'll recline.
Yeah, that's where you're
Oh,
sitting
there's
on the
another
couch.
one. Brendan, could you look that up now that the AI Brendan is looking after things?
A week.
What is the description of when someone recoil?
She'll recoil. Yeah,
Up
she'll
your
recoil.
boy. I was driving everyone mental.
Thank God we got to that there.
Yeah.
She'll recoil backwards, hit the deck, and she'll say, Layla pushed me, Layla hit me.
Yeah.
Right? And then the other thing she'll do is, I told you last week that she's all about Kendy at the moment.
Yeah.
She'll tell me that Nicola did stuff that she didn't do. Like
Jesus.
she'd be like, Mammy scared me, Mammy
Yeah.
pushed me, Mammy.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, Nicola, what happened? She'd be like, I wasn't even beside her.
Not
Like.
even beside her.
So
And you
she's-
check the CCTV, then you're like, okay, that
Yeah,
checks
because I
out.
have the house
You're
rigged
wired,
up.
Yeah. Because of the pathological liar living
Honest
in
to
it.
God. So she's in that phase now, but it's obviously just that Layla gets a lot of attention because she requires it. Like,
Yeah.
and I think Ali has decided I have to make sure Daddy's still on my side.
Wow.
All the time.
What a wonderful life to live.
It's crazy though.
Yeah.
I really hope she gets out of that phase soon. Like, but
Yeah.
it
Well,
is
God
crazy.
forbid if she starts lying about you, going up to Nicola going, Daddy hit me. That's when you're really in bad.
But it
That's
does
really
show
bad
you
stuff.
that, like, don't believe a word that comes out of a toddler's mouth. Like,
Yeah, well, now, but within reason.
yeah, within reason.
Obviously,
but
if
they
a
come up-
child comes up to you in public and said that
Yeah.
something bad has happened, don't kind of go, I heard this in the
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah. The
Go on
boys
off
told me
there,
go-
little kid.
Yeah.
Lady.
But,
You're
like,
funny.
The other thing is as well, like, you have to be, like, I don't know what she's making up anymore at all. Like, every day I collect Ali from creche, she
Did
has
I
a
hear
different
she
story.
was all boys in the creche?
It's all boys and just her. She's the only girl, as in her class. Like,
How, with the way you approach your daughter's livelihood, did you sign her up to an all-boy creche?
no, it's an all-boy class, but I mean, also, like,
You sent her to the boys' school.
it'll toughen her up, like.
Is
But the thing is, I wouldn't be worried about her.
that where she's learning the behaviour, though?
Yeah, no, but I wouldn't be worried about her. Like, so we've been told by staff members like that. Like, Ali knows exactly what she's at all the time.
All right,
Like,
okay.
and you have to remember that about toddlers. Like,
So
they're
she's
not.
running, and of course the boys that are going there, same age but way less mature. So she's probably going round, running rings around them.
Yeah, like but apparently she knows well how to wrap them up.
Oh,
like,
wow.
You know, which is just crazy at this age. Like,
Yeah.
But she told me today, like, I won't name the boy, like, but she tells me a story every
Name the
time.
boy.
No, okay.
Name him.
I'm not gonna. I'll give you his PPS number. So. She tells me stories every day she comes out of creche.
Class,
Like every day I get a
that's
new
great.
story. But today's story was that ex-boy stole the football off her.
Oh wow.
And that she had to go up and say, please, can I
Please
have it
give it
back?
back.
And he did give it back.
Yeah.
And then the woman in the creche then took it and gave it to another boy. And Ali had to go up and say, please, can I have it? And I know exactly what happened there was Ali lost the head when this young fella took the ball.
Ali was
And who knows?
Neither him nor the ball were anywhere near Ali. This is all fabricated.
Yeah. And she definitely did not say pretty please to get something
no.
back. Like,
I don't know how you understand her either. I know you probably speak
I know, it's
fluent
amazing.
Ali.
It's
when I meet her, I'm going, I haven't a clue. Which the odd word I might catch, like speaking Ukrainian.
yeah, there was a time about 20 years ago where Dennis Rodman went to Dennis Rodman's an NBA player. He went to North Korea.
Yeah.
Right. He clearly does not speak Korea. And
I remember that, right? Yeah.
He went to Kim Jong Un watch a basketball match, and there was an interpreter who was up to his eyes
Yeah, right.
to try it. An NBA basketball player communicating with a dictator
Korean
from North
dictator.
Korea. I'm that fella in the middle.
okay, yeah.
Every time someone comes up and chats to Ali, they go, oh. And I go, she's just telling you she got chocolate there earlier on.
Yeah, you've
and
been
she
very
really
good.
enjoyed
When I
it.
met you outside the pub the last day,
Yeah.
you
I had to explain everything that Ali says. Like,
Translate it.
she's at that stage now where she knows, we know what she's saying. But
I have a
it's hard.
child-related question.
Oh, go on, yeah.
Thank you.
This is the parenting segment.
This is the parenting segment. While we're in it now,
Yeah.
I'm looking at my notes here and I
Walk
see
out of the room.
I have a child-related segment.
Go on.
Okay. What age is Ali?
2.5.
2.5. When is her third birthday?
Third birthday is September.
September, right. And you have a date in your mind, you don't have to tell us. Okay?
Wait, no. Are you Colm Dawson all of a sudden now? I'm like, okay, close me eyes. You have a date in your mind, don't tell anyone
Don't
in the
tell
room.
anyone. Don't tell anyone on the podcast now. You have a date in your mind.
No, pick a card.
I want to bring up I want to ask a very, very serious question.
What?
About if it's okay to lie to your children about the day they were born in the early years. And the reason I ask this question is a friend of mine had recently had a birthday of one of her children, and the child was turning 4. The child was turning 4 on the Friday. Now, this person did not want to take a day off work, and neither did the father, for the Friday, because they were running low on their leave.
Yeah.
And they thought, you know something, we'll just tell little Mary that her birthday is this Saturday.
Yeah.
And Mary was quite happy with this because Mary didn't know any better.
Yeah.
So that particular year, her birthday was celebrated a day later.
Yeah.
And I'm asking you now as a father, would you be okay with this sort of lie and manipulation?
I mean, it's that kind of initiative from parents and thinking on their toes, which is what gets you through. Do you know how many times I lie to Ali every day? Like,
okay, because this when this story was told to me earlier, I was wow. I said, who thought of that?
Number one,
yeah,
that child is not going to have a clue when their birthday is.
I don't remember any of this.
Not a chance. Well, our big worry was that Layla was due the same day that Ali was born.
Okay.
Now, she came fucking 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
But me and Nicola had come to the decision that we're just going to change one of their birthdays forever.
Right, okay.
If that happens, one of them has a different birthday. It doesn't matter.
For the first few years until they're old enough to get over the fact they were born at the same time.
I will doctor documents, Ray. It does not bother me whatsoever.
Oh, yeah.
I've no problem.
Can you do that?
Ray.
Who can you remember? Who puts the number down? Or
I
the
wonder,
date?
can you doctor any documents, Ray? I think there might be a whole industry.
The midwife is filling in the form.
Yeah.
And you're standing over the shoulder going, would you put down the 13th there as opposed to the 8th?
Do you know what you have to do? You'd say, geez, I should blow me nose. And you put out a 50.
Yeah. But doesn't that work for football as well?
She was born on the 12th, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Well, actually, yeah. I mean, that was a big thing in the GA. Would have been fake birth certs.
And your one in that Girls Aloud,
Nadine Coyle.
Yeah.
She was born on the 13th of the 3rd, whatever.
Yeah.
And she was like,
oh my God, what did I say?
What did I just say?
Flare.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's the thing. You can doctor documents and all.
So you would.
I would have done it. If they were born on the same day, we couldn't have them sharing a birthday like that.
She would have.
I would have
blew your nose in the 50.
I would have blew my nose in the 50.
Yeah, sorted it out.
That sounds like we're doing coke.
Oh, that's very funny. Enjoyed that.
No, but that's the thing, Ray. I had to tell you this. Parenthood is all lies. All you do is lie all the time. But that's how you survive, like.
Yeah, for a few years.
I lie to Ali every day. Juice. No, the
juice is gone.
Country sold out of juice. Sorry, no. You have to lie all the time, like. Yeah. So, you wouldn't survive otherwise. If you're being truthful with your kids.
Could you be truthful for a week with the child?
Not a hope.
Would you try it? So if she asked you for the juice and you just say, no, you're not getting any.
So if oh no, as in, no, I'm not getting,
you're not getting any juice. I have loads of juice, but you're not having it.
She doesn't really have.
That's when Nicholas now going to hear Daddy hit me.
Like her thumbs and her fingers don't work that well, but she will burn the house down. Like she'll figure out a way of burning the house down.
She'll take Daddy's jerry can.
Yeah. She'll figure it all out. Like she'll be on YouTube looking up burn down parents' house. And she'd be looking up how to look cool like the end of a film walking away from a fire. And there'd be Ali with 2 suitcases. And the house.
And this is the thing that'll be read out in the court case 2 or 3 years later.
Yeah.
When she's been, Can you confirm your date of birth, please? I don't know.
I love those parents. Fair play to you for thinking on your feet.
Yeah, I was very impressed.
And changing the birthdays.
I'm going to keep with the children theme.
I love this, by the way.
Yeah. Now this is. I'm deviating slightly now.
Yeah, go on.
If you don't mind. I'm not coming at you.
No, are you? This is the 5th time.
No, I'm not coming at you.
This is the 5th time you said this to me.
Do you know? I'm going to describe a film.
Yeah.
Right. And I want you to try and guess what it is.
Okay.
So it's a film about a young lady. She's out of a night out. She's many, many drinks taken. And an older man has his way with her outside on the bonnet of a car. Okay? Got very quiet in here now.
Yeah.
This is still a whimsical bit.
It better be.
But is it? Is the question. So an older man from the community who has a family, is married, has kids. She ends up getting pregnant.
Okay.
And she admits this to her parents, and they're supportive, kind of disappointed, but supportive. But she doesn't tell them who the baby's dad is.
Okay.
So it carries on for a little while. Word gets out in the neighbourhood. Have you any idea what this film is yet? No.
No.
Okay. Cool. This is an Irish favourite. Would you believe? Then it comes out who the father of the child is.
Yeah.
Everybody turns on the young girl. The man's wife, whom he leaves, she comes over to the house and she wants to meet this young girl and give out to her. All of the local people all call her all sorts of horrible names. Everybody's talking about her. There's a lot of shaming going on. Mm-hmm. And then eventually she has the baby. Now, that's as far as I got in the film, because myself and Laura watched it the last night. And I said to Laura, we really should watch this film. It's good crack. You'll enjoy it. We got about an hour into it. And Laura turned around and said, you said this film was good crack.
Yeah.
And she said, so far, all I've seen is a girl has been effectively raped.
Yeah.
And the entire community has
Turned on her.
Turned on her. And are you telling me this is good crack? And I said, yeah, it is. This is a real Irish favourite. Like, people will always kind of say, oh, that's a really good film. Do you know what the film is? No. Brendan, have you any ideas?
Brendan knows what it is.
Brendan went, I see Brendan is more my generation growing up, and Italia 90 would have been on around this, and I think later in the film Italia 90 becomes a part of it. But would the film be, Brendan? The Snapper.
The Snapper. I never seen The Snapper.
Never seen The Snapper?
No.
So, but The Snapper in my mind, in my collective consciousness, would have always been, that was a great Irish film.
Yeah.
And
you don't realise the premise of it.
But you actually don't realise how feckin' dark it was. Mm-hmm. Now, in fairness, I'm not coming at this kind of negatively and kind of going like they made light of the situation. It was actually told really well.
Okay.
As in, I think it was Roddy Doyle that did it, wasn't it? Yeah, Roddy Doyle.
Different times,
same
for
man
sure.
from The Commitments, but Roddy Doyle effectively captured in a little time capsule the way Ireland was back then.
Yeah,
and when something like this happened, where it was very much her fault.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Isn't it mad too that because I believe that, I believe that was
Colin
probably
Meaney
the
was
way.
in it. He's the dad. You have Brendan Gleeson is Colin's friend in it, the dad's friend down the pub and going, come here. The man in question was also, what you call your man, Father Ted? Pat Mustard.
Pat Mustard
played the character
was
of
the big hairy baby.
Georgie Burgess. Georgie Burgess was Mr. Burgess was the fella that had his way. But it's shocking.
Yeah. I mean, it's mad. Did they at all think that the point they were trying to make?
I'm sure they did, but it's funny how in my...
But no one took it up that way.
I don't know in anybody else's content. I'm asking this of anyone that has seen The Snapper in their... Because it's so old that you can watch it for free on YouTube, as in someone has uploaded it.
Oh, yeah.
Darren the Geek Nerd, 720 FP. And he's put it up and you can watch it there like you're watching an old television.
Yeah.
It's not on any of the streaming sites. You can't even pay for it. I'd like to give a few pounds to Roddy Doyle to thank him for his work.
Yeah.
And Colin Meaney and those. You know the way I like to try and support
You
the
do
art.
always, you feel bad if you think you're robbing anything. Yeah.
So we watched, but we only got an hour into it and Laura just stopped me and went, hold on now, you said this was going to be a light-hearted Saturday night.
And you thought it was, though.
It was a Friday night.
Like, you've never, you were like...
in my consciousness,
it was.
The Snapper was hilarious.
Yeah.
And when I was watching it, and obviously there's good crack in it because Colin Meaney is very funny in it and it's very of its time.
Yeah.
But when you actually break down the premise of the film...
Yeah. It's
all of a sudden you go, wait, this is awful.
It's far more sinister.
This is awful.
Yeah.
And wasn't the poor young girl, Sharon Curley, wasn't she great to get through it? Now,
I mean, the Commitments was the same. Everyone thinks Commitments is good crack. That fella was just trying to start a band. I know exactly how he feels. Everyone laughs their head off at
Trying to get
Commitments.
gigs for a 12-piece band.
You try and get gigs. You try and get gigs for a band.
So you're channeling your P. Flynn there.
You know,
try it sometime.
You try that now, lads. Anyone
Try
out
having
there.
a 12-piece band on the road. Try it.
God almighty. I mean, we're just trying to bring soul around to Sligo and every wedding couple around the place with the Atlantic. But it's not that easy
not
trying
that
to run
easy
it
at
all.
all.
That's a sick film. Sick. I heard St. Rogan say it one time.
They don't get signed.
St. Rogan said it one time, cheaper by the dozen. Your man has 12 kids. He said, this isn't a comedy. This is sick. This is disgusting. And I know exactly how he feels. This is stupid. We don't fucking have a film. That's a horror film.
It's funny how films over time, with the way culture and society changes.
Yeah.
It just, they take on a different, you see them differently. Your perception changes.
You know those old action films?
Yes.
Rambo.
Yeah.
Or any of those, right?
Yeah.
Every time I see those films now, right, where 900 people die in a scene.
I think of their families.
I think of their families.
Yeah. Sorry for interrupting
Right?
you there.
They're called henchmen.
Yeah.
Right?
Unnamed henchman number
Unnamed
2.
henchman number 500, right? And I'm going, unnamed henchman number 500. He had 2 kids.
Yeah.
He had a missus.
Yeah.
Right, you shot him and you said yippee-ki-yay
Yeah.
and you fucked off.
But now, in fairness, Austin Powers, when he did his movie, He certainly addressed that in the film.
Did he? Did Austin Powers do that?
There was a very long section where a henchman got run over by a roller.
Oh yeah,
and it actually cut then to members of the henchman's organisation coming to the family's door and telling them that Jimmy had got run over.
Oh, that's brilliant.
You know.
That's brilliant because I just made that up in my head, but he actually captured it perfectly.
Captured it perfectly, yeah.
We forget about these people that just
forget about the unnamed henchman number 12.
Unbelievable, like. And I mean, that just shows you. I mean, you work towards the greater good, don't you? What's not good? Would you sacrifice yourself if you knew Ray, have to sacrifice yourself tomorrow, right? If you knew that it was going to save the population of Sligo.
Oh, good question.
40,000 people. I don't know. Is that what in Sligo?
Yeah,
22 maybe in the town?
I think it's 20
in the town, yeah. Yeah.
40 in the county, 20 in the town.
Okay, so you're not saving the county, you're saving the town.
And we'd like to thank Ocean FM as well for their wonderful election coverage, which has now given us a very, very healthy idea of the population of our local area.
Now, there we go. So would you go, the electorate of Sligo?
The electorate of Sligo. You're telling me that if I'm in a situation where it's either I either die...
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Oh, what now? Are you in the town? Is all my friends there?
I'm away gigging.
Are all my friends away
Brendan's
gigging?
here, but I'm not.
Oh. Is Laura in town at the time?
Laura's away.
Laura's away.
Yeah. Anyone that belongs to you that you feel...
That I feel really... Like if I hang around with her, I
they're gone.
Friends, they're gone.
They're already out the door.
And so it's people I don't know in Sligo is all that's left. Mm-hmm. And it's my life on the line.
It's your life. You, either they die or you die.
Look, joking aside, if I was in that situation, I'd probably... I'd be terrified. I'd be like, fuck this, I'm running away.
You'd be gone.
I might... no, I'd like to think that I would... my imagination is that like a bomb down in the government offices there on Cranmore Road.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Because there's a bomb shelter down there.
Is there?
Imagine, there is. There's a bomb shelter under the government offices. Yeah, they built it back in the 50s when they thought everything was going to get nuked. So if anyone's worried about bombs falling from Russia, if you want, you could go down to your local Intrio office.
Yeah.
Where they don't just do community welfare officers and dole payments.
And £180 a week.
£180 a week. They'd also have a key for the door downstairs which brings you under the building.
Are you allowed to say this?
Look it. It's important to also qualify that this civil defence facility was built in the 50s and is not worth the fuck. So it'll probably be a nice coffin for you.
Yeah.
A nice place to meet your end.
Absolutely.
In a damp owl, squabbly owl, mouldy owl spot.
So if you feel like an old dog that wants to go away...
But you never know. It might save someone's life. So there's me already saving people's lives.
No.
But if it was...
So you've saved one life, but there's still 21,999 left.
Yeah, you probably would. You'd like to think you would, wouldn't you?
I wouldn't be back tits.
Would you not?
I would not. I would not. We live in this world.
No, we do, but yeah.
Who am I? Communist?
Yeah, but you have to.
Yeah,
but you have to be. That's wired into human beings. The goodness of the many. If there was 40,000 lives at stake and it was my life to save them, but you'd have to be sure before you give your life
that it's going to work.
That it's going to work. The last thing you'd want is any bit of doubt in your mind.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to be sitting there kind of going, are you sure now?
There's no doubt in my mind, Ray.
You'll be gone.
I'd be halfway. I'd be across Westmeath.
Right, well, let's talk about this way. What if it was the electorate of Castlereagh?
Stop, Ray. That's good people you're talking about now. That's good, hard-working people now you're on about there now.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know anyone who's left in Castlereagh now.
Okay, so you wouldn't mind them.
But but that's the great question, you know? I mean, the reason I bring this up is, and I don't want to keep bringing up the same...
You had a reason for that?
No, yeah, I mean, the reason it popped into my head is because I don't want to keep bringing up the same thing, but it is my favourite show of all time, and because I'm watching it again. But in Chernobyl...
Oh, yes.
They were part of Soviet Russia.
Yes.
And the Soviet Union, I mean, in Ukraine at the time. And... it's as true to life as it gets now. Bar a little bit of glamorization here and there. The miners who mined underneath the plants to stop it from
getting worse,
literally melting down into the earth,
and
that would have destroyed Europe, not Ukraine, Europe.
And Australia, because it's the other side of the.
Oh, they would have been the whole way down to Australia. That's right. Yeah, and Australia, Ray. Sorry about that.
Money's a hole I dug, hoping to get to Bondi Beach.
So. They knew what they were signing up for. They knew we're not going to last.
I know, but I do feel that there's a feeling that comes over you.
Yeah.
And go, look, if it has to be done, it has to be done. And I find that in people. I think people have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's hard. It's probably hard to do it for people you don't know. As in, if I had to look at someone's face and they said it's me or you, I'd feel so bad that I would do it. Like.
Yeah.
But out of sight, out of Kendy. I always say that.
But if all my friends and family were here in Sligo,
yeah,
then
you'd definitely do it.
I think it's a kind of a
Oh,
no-brainer.
100%.
Yeah.
I would be like, no bother at all. Like,
Yeah.
I just feel bad having really left handing behind for Nicola and the kids. It's fuck.
Fair enough.
I better get on that before I go.
Would you not take out a policy? Have you a wee policy for your funeral expenses? I was only looking at this today.
Well, you are of an age where you probably should start looking at it.
No, I was looking at it 10 years ago. I never wanted anyone to have to pay for my funeral because it's going to be quite exorbitant. It's going to be.
Are you going all out for it?
I'm going to have a full 3-day festival.
Lovely.
Yeah, down Cooneil Church in the car park. I'm going to get Panic Hire down. They're going to put up a big stage.
Lovely.
And it's going to be unbelievable. There's going to be a host of bands playing. Tickets will be available for
But only
Ticketmaster.
depressing bands like R.E.M. will be there.
No, I'm going to get all my favourite bands to play. I have all these instructions put into me will.
Lovely.
Ramsey will be there. Dave Matthews will be there.
And who's paying for it afterwards? You're going to have them prepaid, yeah?
I'm going to
That's
have
the
it
idea.
built into the life insurance policy.
You're going to have Dave Matthews playing at your
I know, he's
funeral.
going to be so killed coming over to Ireland for one gig.
Oh, fucking kilt is the word, man. He's coming over because someone's killed. Fucking hell. I've never thought about that, really. I mean, I have thought about the future like we did.
Oh, I have a great question for you, actually. Because there's a brand new crematorium after opening up out the road in Clooney.
Yeah.
Yeah, McGowan's crematorium.
Lovely. I would do that then.
The reason I know this is because of the fact that Vinnie Higgins, Sligo's premier #1 mic stand provider, and his trusty associate, Dermot Reynolds, were doing the sound in the place. And they put in a banging sound system into it.
Hang on now. What do you mean? Like, are they miking up the corpses?
No. It's just, you know the way, you've done Manny's a mass.
Yeah.
Manny's a church you go into, you just bring in your own wee Yamaha speaker.
No, you don't have to do it.
Now you don't have to. There's a wee thing on the wall where you plug in your guitar, your harp.
Yeah.
And Bob's your uncle.
Only
Fanny's
guitars
your
and
aunt.
harps, by the way.
Guitars, but that's all you ever wanted.
That's all you wanted, these things.
But you just plug in now and the speakers everywhere. They can hear you all over the place.
Jesus.
Yeah.
The thing is, I'd much prefer that than I want that to happen.
Yeah,
to me.
because Laura asked me this last morning, which was unusual. She said, "What do you want to be? Do you want to be buried or do you want to be crematorium?"
Would you sign this, Ray?
Yeah,
Just
I
so
kind
I
of-
know what's going to happen to you.
And
Is
I
what
said,
she said.
"Yeah." I said, "What do you want to do?" And she's like, "I don't know."
So in England, they don't use the land like we do in terms of graveyards
As a dumping
much.
ground for bodies.
Yeah, as a dumping ground for bodies, like,
Yeah.
you know. And I mean, my big thing as a child, and I still don't understand this, why is the graveyard not any bigger now than it was when I was a child?
Oh.
So Castlereagh, I grew up across the road from the graveyards.
Yeah.
No, but like, so the graveyard in Castlereagh, I think I do remember at some
Immigration,
stage-
Mark. They've all left.
Everyone's left now. They're not.
Everyone's left.
They won't even die at home now, Ray. You can't even get a nurse or a teacher now to die at home.
No, you
It's a
can't.
thundering disgrace, Ray.
Even when they do die abroad, they stay abroad.
Huh? Everyone's coming into the country to die.
It's
in the
just too
country.
expensive. Sure, Michael
couldn't
O'Leary
afford
will
it.
charge a fortune for a for a seat for a coffin.
It is fucking hard to bring people home like when
is,
that
yeah.
happens. But my point being is silly old Kendy is going, surely like they're going to run out of space eventually.
That's
like.
not the case here in Sligo. They have a whole new section of the graveyard in
Yeah,
Sligo.
but they can't. But that's it. They're at the end of it. What are we going to say, Brendan Love?
6 cemeteries beside Castlereagh.
There's 6 cemeteries beside
Do you
Castlereagh.
know all the 6 of them?
No, I only know the
Brendan,
one
what
straight
did you
across
look
from
up on Google? How many cemeteries is there in Is that what you looked up?
Google Maps, Castlereagh Graveyard.
Oh yeah, so Castlereagh graveyard there. I don't want to.
There's more graveyards than pubs,
Now
I'd
everyone
say,
knows where to
Castlereagh.
find out by the home address. But yeah, but that big one in Castlereagh, I'm like, how the hell? Like anywhere I go is like.
Now, the only thing is, a graveyard in Castlereagh that's been in use for a long, long time, you're throwing in family members on top.
Yeah, you are just throwing
You
them
know,
on top of each
so
other.
unfairly, you're stacking and racking.
Kendy's have 2 plots in it.
I would. Do you?
We have pair plots. Yeah.
Is that where you're going to end up?
Oh, no, I'm going to end
You're
up
going to
in,
be out in McGowan's and
I'm out
Clooney.
in McGowan's and Clooney.
McGowan's and Clooney for all your crematorium needs.
But I want everyone to stand around my body and get a bit of warmth off it. I want you all to be like.
Do we need
I
stuff
tell
to
you
go
what,
out?
he was a prick, but there's great heat off him.
Yeah, I don't think you can feel the heat out in McGowan's and crematorium.
No, I
in
want them to
Clooney.
do it like, you know, like the old ancient Romans where they'd build like a wooden
pyre.
structure. Yeah,
Yeah.
a pyre.
You'd like a funeral pyre.
Pyre.
Would
yeah.
you go with Sorry, now there's a couple of things coming to mind here.
Yeah.
Would you go with the Viking thing and build an old wooden boat and push out to sea?
Oh, send me off outrage
And then
towards
someone shoots a bow and arrow with fire on it and whoosh.
at Doherty Park.
Yeah.
And I want the person that's shooting the arrows to be blind drunk. That's what I want. I now know.
Multiple shots.
I now know what I want. Down to Doherty Park.
Go like, hey!
Yeah. Doherty Park or Hazelwood.
Yeah.
And I want you to find the drunkest man in Sligo.
And
who
only a
has to try
small
to
boat,
access.
I suppose. You don't need a big, like
No,
a
it's
big
tiny.
Viking
I mean,
ship.
there's plenty of them already hanging out there anyway if
Right,
you look
yeah.
down that river.
Yeah.
I'd know, put me into a little dinghy.
Okay.
That you got in the middle island little.
Yeah.
Right? And I want you to lace it in kerosene and petrol.
And then
right?
get someone who's
The
shit with a bow and arrow.
Blind drunk shit
Blind-
with a bow and arrow.
Be there for hours.
To be there for ages trying to light me up.
As you float into the Atlantic.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
That's what I want.
And then the RNLI pick
I want
you
you to make sport out of it so that in 200 years they call it the Great Kendy Bow Festival.
Okay.
Where 200 years ago there was a fella in town and this is what he wanted, and ever since then we've celebrated it.
Okay, now, if in 40 years' time or 50 years' time, or however long you last, if I'm still alive, which I probably will be, given the way you live, can I replay this to your loved ones and say, this is what he wanted?
This is what I wanted.
Can you just say to your loved ones there now that even though they think this is a ludicrous idea,
I give permission to Ray McAndrew. I am here of sound mind and state, or whatever they call it.
what date is it? It's the 31st of March.
7:15 in the evening. I, Mark
Really
Kendy,
bad.
hereby give permission to Ray to
do
find the
exactly-
drunkest man in Sligo
Yeah.
for my funeral and
Shoot an arrow into your kerosene-soaked body on a small ship out in
off the coast.
What's he called? Loch? Is it it's the Garavogue River? It is.
It's the Garavogue, but
Yeah.
there is a wee out towards Lochgill, yeah.
Okay,
I want you to make a sport out of it.
I am going to ask Laura to note this because when the inevitable does happen and you pass away, I think it'll be fierce crack if I pull this one out and going to go, I'm only doing what the fella wanted.
This is what I wanted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
What are you going to say, Brendan?
And then we
love?
go crack as well. If we're still doing the podcast, all the fans will enjoy it because, like, Jesus, I can't believe they actually did it.
I know. Madness. Go on.
I was searching for graves in Castle. Why is there an elephant?
Oh, for God's sake.
Brendan.
He asked, why is there an elephant? It's like you don't even listen to the podcast, Brendan.
You don't listen at all,
Everybody
but-
knows there's an elephant buried in the park, in the domain,
In the domain.
Castlereagh.
Yeah, not the domain, the domain. The
domain.
DEMENSE.
Used to walk in the pub. Just
the
Brendan there in
elephant, whenever the
virtual
circus
tour.
used to come to town, yeah. So there's an elephant buried in the domain in Castlereagh. So, and I never knew that growing up either.
Yeah.
I never knew. Elephants, smoking nuns, and pig racing. That's what Castlereagh is known for.
And the cemetery that never fills.
And the Fed never fills.
Do you watch Joanna Monaghan that sells the things in the shop?
Oh,
Sound
I love
productions.
her.
is
Sound
it?
goods.
Sound
gifts.
something or other.
Sound gifts and others.
Sound gifts
Yeah.
and others.
She's brilliant.
She was. James Kelly sent me on a lovely video of her advertising some of the graveware that they have for sale. And one of the items is a solar death lamp. So which is basically one of those little it's like a little lamp that you'd see like in a Victorian building. But
Yeah.
it's got a built-in solar functionality, so you can pop it down and the sun will heat it up. And then they put a see-through transparent picture of your loved one on one of the panes of glass.
Jesus.
In it. And you put that on the thing, and then at night time that lights up and you can see the lit up face of your loved one and the way she sold it in the video.
You want
No,
one.
but she was so respectful, and she's going, this is a really nice idea.
Yeah.
You've lost someone and you just want to add a bit of light to their
For $34.99.
$34.99 you can get this solar death
Yeah.
lamp.
And come here, was she doing her dance while she was
No,
doing
she wasn't. There was no dancing in this
solar
video.
jet lamps? Karen, come in here and we sell these solar jet lamps. Come on in.
People went there to the comments, obviously, and there was some good crack
man.
in the comments.
The comments of anything. I mean, I love content now, obviously, that you take from TikTok and Instagram, but really the comments is where all the content is. I mean, like,
Of all the drink drank now.
you've all that drank. Anyway, I'd love to meet her.
Yeah.
And the other thing I want to say to you before you go any further is as well, and this is more of a business thing that we shouldn't really talk about here. We should probably talk about it afterwards.
My drinking.
No, first of all, you're drinking, Ray,
Sorry.
because you won't need any kerosene to light you up, man, with the amount of alcohol that's in your system most of the time. Okay?
These Christmas ales are marvellous.
I wanted to talk to you about, we're going to have to get jiving lessons. Enough
I've
is
seen
enough
the
now.
message coming in this evening.
Enough is enough now.
Yeah.
We've had some people in our comments who are jiving teachers.
Yeah.
A few different companies.
Yeah.
We're going doing it. I want to swing young ones around the town.
You want the sexiness.
I don't want anything to do with sexiness.
That's what you said it was. It was like birds in an aviary.
I did say that
You
actually.
did.
Yeah.
You want to be like that. You
But
want attention.
I want to swing Nicola around the town then, if that's
Right.
what you mean. I want to
It
swing
would, in
around the town.
fairness, the next wedding we're going to, we're both at it. It would be wonderful if we were both.
How class would that be? How class would it be? Like,
To
you
spend the
know-
whole night dancing.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
No, like,
It'll
actually
take the
doing-
boringness out of weddings.
but you saw it as well.
Do you know the time in a wedding where you're just sitting there and you don't know if you're
Well,
sick
we don't
or you
dance.
need a shite,
Yeah.
or
I
you're
don't-
you're just a prisoner in your own clothes.
Yeah.
If you were out losing a few pounds, it'd be
But we
great.
saw it, Ray. Me and you did a wedding recently with the Atlantic, where I knew, because it was a Roscommon crowd, I knew that the early side of the night was going to be Roscommon ones jiving.
Driving.
So we did about 45 or 50 minutes straight of country. And I was just pulling them out of my head going, this one, follow me. I'd love to be able to do that good solid 45, 50 minutes.
We've said it before, we'll say it again.
We have to do it. Well, let's do it. Let's go to one of these driving teachers. I'll drive you around this place tonight,
Okay.
man. Driving me mad my whole life. Go on anyway. Sorry now, because we do... Yeah, go on.
Well, I have a few little bits left.
Yeah, go through your bits.
Jesus, we were a good while chatting there, weren't we?
Yeah, a lot of shite though.
Yeah.
A lot of old shite, Ray.
First off,
Yeah.
me and Sean Riley,
Yeah.
everyone's favourite drummer,
Yeah.
we have nicknames for each other. I think he uses this with other people.
He calls you Silly Goose.
He calls me
And you call him... What do you call you?
Splutcher.
Right.
Or Splinky.
Right.
Or Splatcher.
This is all stuff where it sounds like he's leaving liquids on you.
It always begins with SP, and it's different variations. It's whatever you can come up with.
It actually is so cute to see like that, honestly.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful.
So whenever I'd answer the phone, they were like, well, Splutcher.
Right.
Or well, Splinky.
Right.
Something like that.
Okay.
But then Tim Howard, shouldn't give his full name. Sure, look, he won't mind. Tim Howard, Cork City Council. He rings me the last evening, right? With a work call.
Okay.
Are you right? And I said, well, Splinky.
So Michal...
That was one of them awkward moments in the call where I went, oh no, this isn't Sean.
Yeah. So Michal Martin rang me there last week.
Well, Splutcher.
I said, how you splatter?
Anyway, sorry about that, Tim. I know you were very good in the call. You made no reference to it. You did like a man would always do, and you just went right past it.
I mean, nothing more awkward in the world. Like, who was I talking to about awkward situations like that?
When a grown
recently?
man answers with a pet name for another man.
Yeah. Sorry, that's a pet name for my boyfriend. You said to him after that. Sorry, that's what I call my boyfriend there. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Any other odd crap?
I have, yeah. So next thing up,
a
couple of things where again, my age is really catching up with me.
Yeah.
Last week I was playing soccer, so the 5-side soccer, and I was marking a 22-year-old gentleman, and all of a sudden I realised I'm now my father.
Yeah.
Because I was nearly 42. I have 20 years his
So
senior.
you could be his father.
I could be his father, and I was trying to
him.
run after him, and he was 87 foot tall, and he was 90 foot wide, and he was just every ball that came, I didn't even get to look at it. I just seen the shadow of his head as he came in front of me and caught the ball and went for it and scored a goal.
So I mean, he would have done that if you were 22 as well now. I'm just going to tell you that.
Okay, fair enough.
Like 22-year-old you would not have put it up to that
me
fella.
actually was neither was. Yeah,
Not
okay.
a hope.
But I found I was getting really old, and then I also woke up one morning, and you know the way you wake up.
But every morning you wake up is that's a good sign for you, Ray. That's another win. Every day you wake up in the morning.
I woke up in the morning, and you know the way you kind of grab your phone off the charger and you're kind of looking at it and you're kind of going, okay, what's going on in the world? Yeah. And I was scrolling through a bit of Facebook because as an older person, that's my go-to app. I still feel homely.
You go through Facebook.
Yeah, I love Facebook. I really like it. So I was in and I seen this little quote.
Okay.
And I laughed and I quoted it to Laura, and it was ask hole, right? Okay. So it's just the word ask hole.
Okay.
And that is a person who constantly asks for your advice, yet always does the opposite of what you told them.
Oh.
And I thought this was hilarious. And it was one of those colouredy backgrounds with just text.
Yeah.
And I said this, I said, that's very funny, isn't it, Laura? And Laura looked at me and went, oh God, you're so old. This is such an old person.
It is though. It is an awful. My mother would send me something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't this funny, Mark?
In this gas.
Yeah. And then also, Laura, on this particular note, then she had sent me, and I have the photo. I need to ask you what, let's see. Oh, yeah, okay. So I'm going to show you now a photo of a lady in an outfit. And I want you to tell me what kind of clothes she's wearing, okay? So we're going to describe it. So I want you to describe what I'm showing you there.
She's wearing pajamas.
Okay. And I'm going to show you a second photo. What is she wearing in this photo?
She's wearing pajamas.
Thank you. So it's not just a me thing, so.
What does that mean?
That is a gingham trouser.
Right.
Right? And
pajamas.
They are on sale in shops. And Laura had sent it to me going, which colour do you think? And I going, I think the pink. And then the following morning, then she said, I've ordered the pink ones. And I said, great, they'll be a lovely set of pajamas. And she looked at me, excuse me? And I said, they're pajamas. I said, no. Yeah, I'll show you again. Okay.
Show me these things.
Yeah. These are
They're not pajamas.
These are going out clothes.
Going out, me tits, man. Going out to the bathroom, maybe. In the middle of the night at 4 o'clock.
Yeah. And
Laura love.
That's €105 of a trouser.
What?
Just for the trouser. Isn't that shocking?
I wouldn't pay €105 for the woman wearing them. Not mind the trouser.
Under no circumstances here in this podcast do we anyways condone.
Do not sell people.
Selling
please.
people.
That is pajamas.
I
Laura.
thought it was pajamas too, and then it was a big funny laugh then because I thought it was.
Oh, because we're all pieces
but
of
again,
shit now.
Yeah, this was a continuation of the ageism that's prevalent in my house. Anyway,
No, I mean, I get that too. Well, first of all, I get that the whole getting old thing or whatever.
Yeah.
But there was a debate on the radio. Not to get too serious, there was a debate on the radio with some fella giving out that women are wearing bikinis now inside in the gym.
there's the gym thing.
Yeah.
Oh, he was so far wrong.
What a
Someone
flip.
needed to pull him back big
but
time.
The thing is, though, old fellas like that with opinions
He
like that.
owned the gym.
Oh, he owned the gym.
The gym, and he said, lads, it's gone to hell. There's women coming in here now and they keep filling themselves and they're wearing something very similar to bikinis. And I was listening to this going, oh my God, would someone please take the phone off you?
Yeah, yeah.
You're so wrong.
How? Yeah.
Women
Now
wear
the-
whatever they want.
Yeah, no, the thing is, like, fellas go around gyms with little tank tops on.
Yeah.
With cut down to here, everything on show.
Yeah.
Like, if a girl wants to wear a sports bra and a pair of shorts in the gym,
Let her off.
Let her off.
And just
Like,
don't be an ironer.
Yeah. Now, the thing is, if he wants to run a gym where you can't wear that, that's grand. So be
That's
it.
fine too.
Just
I
don't go
suppose.
there.
A bit like the cake up in the north when they asked for the gay cake and they wouldn't give it to them.
It's just like the gay cake,
Yeah.
Ray. You're dead right, Ray. I was just about to bring up the gay cake.
You know something?
The cake.
Let us not forgive her the cake.
Never forget the cake.
I just stumbled the shot. I'm drunk.
Cake gate.
What percentage is this stuff?
So the
Ooh,
other thing
it's
as well
big.
is, Ray, the problems at home and stuff as well. I just want to say I get if anyone wants a Nicola update, if I'm getting on any better at home, no, I'm not.
What
okay?
happened?
Because I did a brilliant thing this morning, Ray.
You got her a card, did you not?
I got her a card yesterday, right?
Was that not enough?
Put all the clothes away yesterday, right? I still woke up as a bastard. Sorry. I got woken up, called a bastard, is what
For
happened.
what? After the card and putting the clothes away.
After the card and putting the clothes away. Ray.
You did all her jobs.
Yeah, put the clothes away. Yeah. First time ever in
What
my
was
life.
the problem?
She went off to work then this morning.
yeah.
I don't know what time it was. 7 o'clock in the morning.
yeah.
I said, you go off, love. Don't be worrying about anything else here
Yeah,
that happens
I'll
in
look
this
after
house.
this.
20 past days, she rang me.
Yeah.
I rubbed my eyes, opened it. I got an earful because I was still in bed and the two girls were still asleep. Right?
What's wrong with that?
Never have they
Peaceful
slept
house.
that long.
Yeah.
Never have we had such peace and quiet.
Yeah, because
And
Nicola wasn't there, obviously.
Nicola said, how dare you
Making a
peace and
ruckus,
quiet. Yeah,
hoovering.
having peace and quiet like that.
Yeah.
I shouted out before she woke up, Layla. I said, I better get Ali up and get her going as well. It was so bad, right? I didn't even wake up as a bastard. I was woken up to be a bastard.
Be a bastard.
Come here, wake up, you, Mark. And
You're a bastard.
now you're a prick now.
But
That's you being
what
a
was
prick.
her problem at 20 State though? Oh, because they'd slept on.
They'd slept on.
And how did she
I
know
said,
they
God
slept
forbid we have a
on?
peaceful house. Because she
Tapped
rang me and I
into
was
the
like,
CCTV,
and
of
I was
course.
like this. Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
no.
did Ali ring her and tell her?
No, no, because Ali will lie.
Daddy didn't wake us up.
No, Ali will lie for me. She'd be like,
Oh, yeah.
"Oh no, we've been to out the town. And we've been back." Anyway, just in case anyone out there is wondering, no, I still can't do anything right at home. Doesn't matter,
I'm
even
very
if I have a
sorry,
lovely,
Dan.
peaceful
But
house.
you got a card for her.
I know, and I did the clothes. It's under disgrace. You keep forgetting about doing the clothes, right? And I don't
know.
want you to forget about them.
I had two small more things.
Go on.
Two small more.
Too small, more, yeah.
A gentleman in a bar in Ballina asked me to ask you this question. Do you clean your clothesline?
I haven't been near the clothesline Ray, in about 8 years.
Do you know the way you wouldn't use it over the winter?
Yeah.
And it gets kind of dirty
Yeah,
because there'd be birds sitting on it
yeah,
and other things.
yeah.
But when the spring comes, you go out and you run an owl cloth in the
I
clothesline.
haven't ran a cloth, Ray. Not to hope, would I?
And do you leave your clothes pegs out in the clothesline or do you...
So this is you're asking Nicola questions now, Ray. I don't know where the clothes pegs
Is
are.
this why you're a bastard?
They might be part of the
Yeah,
reason,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, the other thing is as well, like, I was like, I'm going to put the clothes away. But, like, that was every 2 minutes. Where does Layla's onesies go?
Yeah,
Like,
you weren't really putting them away.
where
You were-
it was like Dougal and Father Ted when Mrs. Doyle went to try to make tea.
Yeah.
You know?
The last item then was, can you think of anything that's classy if you're rich, but trashy if you're poor? And
Cocaine.
What?
Cocaine.
Oh,
Think
yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
Rich people doing cocaine is all cool.
Yeah.
Class people, look at that junkie bastard.
Okay, yeah, that's fair enough.
Isn't that
that's
good?
very good. I was going to say the fancy bags, you know, the expensive bags. Oh, people are going to be upset with me. Yeah.
Tote.
Yeah.
Right? Is that what they call a tote bag?
Yeah, tote bag.
If you have a tote bag on,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you're a young one, like in the middle, like you're Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
If I do your man's probably buying Dutch gold.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at him there going down with the old Dutch gold bag.
Can you think of anything else that's classy as rich and
Padded jackets.
They're absolutely that. I
Yeah.
never even thought of it.
You can either be A3 race course or balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing too, like a gilet, like, you know. A gilet.
This is mad. I've never understood a gilet. I think it's the biggest waste of a piece of clothes ever.
Well, body warm, you see. Brendan's wearing a gilet right now.
Sorry, that's me and Brendan upset.
Yeah. So gilets. No. So the idea with a gilet is like you know your body is what you have to keep warm. Like,
but what about your arms?
Your
extremities.
They'll deal with themselves, like with a bit of friction, or you can put it inside or whatever.
Okay.
Like it's your body that you need to, your core that you need to keep warm all the time. But like, I mean, I love the idea of the gilet and the brown boot, like, is just taken over in the country. Like, but I went to collect Ali today from the creche, like, and there was a young lad, 4 or 5, like, he had a button-down shirt and a gilet on, and I was like, for the love of God, madness, like what they're like. But he looked cool as shit in Roscommon or Mayo.
I have all my bits done there
in
now.
In Sligo Town, I don't know what about it.
But I have one more bit.
Go on, one more bit.
One small more bit.
One slash.
I would like to. I have a shout out, and it's to a lovely lady by the name Lisa Moore.
Yeah.
And Lisa Moore, I actually looked. So Lisa Moore passed away. I think it was last week.
Yeah. I got the shock of my life.
Oh, awful shock. So Lisa had an illness and she was suffering very much in silence with this, because I didn't know anything about it.
Neither did I.
But I ended up going back through our Instagram conversation for the Kendy Raybo podcast page.
Yeah.
And I've never seen a woman react so much to so much shite.
Yeah. But honest to God, she reacted to everything.
She was always commenting. She was always sending us wee messages, and she was a great supporter of this podcast.
Yeah. I've never seen her down and out, like.
Yeah, she's a mighty woman for the tag rugby.
Seriously, tag rugby, everything. I'd never ever seen her down and out.
Yeah. She wasn't afflicted by the local Sligo like plague of wakeness.
No.
Where everybody's tired.
She would never wake.
And everybody's wake.
She was never wake. No. Listen, I mean, I got the shock of my life, which I mean, anyone who belongs to her or who was friends with her, my heart goes out. She was a great woman, another great one gone, but never, certainly never, ever.
I think this is the first
forgotten.
time in the history of the podcast that we've actually lost a listener. So I was a bit.
I don't know. I'm maybe it is actually. Yeah.
Well,
it's certainly one that's this close to. Yeah. So rest in peace, Lisa. We love you very much, and we'll miss you forever. Other than that, fair play to Brendan for flicking the keys off himself, and thanks a million to Maves.
Well, he didn't flick many keys today. Now it's AI Brendan over there today.
AI Brendan
He's only watching his replacement do the job. Was it good, Brendan? Did AI Brendan? Not as good as you. Well, 20 years in the business. Thank you very much to our podcast sponsors.
Yeah, Maves and the Garavogue.
Yeah.
And Ray, fair play to me.
And fair play to me.
Good luck.
Good luck.
The Kendy and Raybo podcast, sponsored by Maeve's Cozy Front Lounge and the Garavogue.